Ladies and gentlemen, from the Universal Church of Freedom, Peace and Justice, Deacon Gerald Celente.
Hello, everyone. This is Deacon Gerald Celente of the Universal Church of Freedom, Peace and Justice. 3 words you don't hear much of anymore. Nope. Very sad what's going on. The massacre, the genocide being committed by Israel, killing Palestinians day after day, week after week, well over a year. Who cares? America doesn't care. They just keep sending more weapons of death to keep killing them, as do other countries. Where's the outrage? This is from Friday's New York Times. They call themselves the paper of record. By what they write, I call them the toilet paper of record. One championship for all. The WNBA champion Liberty were honored along the Canyon of Heroes on Broadway. Only the 3rd time a women's team has been granted that privilege. Nothing on the front page of the slaughter, the genocide being committed by Israel, and now it's bombs away over Beirut. Yep, who cares? No. Let's go to the Wall Street Journal. By the way, this is $4 a day for this garbage. This is $5 a day for this garbage. The Wall Street Journal. Once upon a time, there was journalism. It's gone. Who wants to read this? You're paying money for economic data. No. Thousands gathered in Manhattan's Canyon of Heroes for a ticker tape parade on Thursday to honor the Liberty basketball team, winners of the WNBA championship. Yep. Nothing about the Israeli massacre. Nothing. Oh, Russia provided data for Houthi assault. Houthi assault, huh? How many people have the Houthis killed? Oh, you mean the Houthis? That other crime syndicate called Saudi Arabia began to invade when they invented that joint back in 1934? The first people they attacked were the Houthis in Yemen because they wanted to steal their land. And then under the Obama administration, oh yeah, the Nobel piece of crap prize winner, Barack Obama, who lied his way into office as a peace candidate and won the Nobel Peace Prize. Quoted in a book, Double Down, I'm really good at killing people. Who sends that other arrogant little clown boy that's our United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken, when he was an Undersecretary of State, to Saudi Arabia to give them strategic advice on how to kill the Houthis in Yemen going back to 2014. Oh, those terrible Houthis, huh? Not a word about the massacre going on that Israel's committing day after day, week after week, and over a year. Israeli rights group Beth Tselem says Israel is carrying out an ethnic cleansing campaign in northern Gaza. This is from antiwar.com. Of course, not reported in the mainstream media, the prostitutes, the media whores that get paid to put out by their corporate pimps and government whore masters. The Israeli rights group B'Tselem, it's a B with a hyphen and then T, capital SELEM, said that Israel was carrying out an ethnic cleansing campaign in northern Gaza and called on the world to stop it. Quote, The magnitude of the crime Israel is committing in northern Gaza in its campaign to empty it of however many residents are left is impossible to describe. Not just because hundreds of thousands of people enduring starvation, hundreds of thousands of people, not news, not news. Could you imagine if the Russians were doing this to the Ukrainians? Oh, that would be news. But Israel could kill who they want. Hundreds of thousands of people enduring starvation, disease without access to medical care, and incessant bombardments and gunfire defies comprehension. But because Israel has cut them off from the world, the group said. Yep, it goes on. Goes on, the horrors. On Wednesday, at least 770 Palestinians were killed in the last 19 days. They say over 50 Palestinians are dead. On and on. And then, this is from the World Socialist website. Antony Blinken discusses mass extermination plan with Netanyahu's pledge to, quote, his pledge of ironclad commitment to Israel. Yep. Over the past year, the United States has provided Israel with nearly $20 billion, including more than 14,000 2,000-pound bombs, which have been used to destroy and damage the majority of buildings in Gaza. And now the United States is sending troops there. Blinken said the United States has, quote, ironclad commitment to Israel to keep killing people, murdering. Oh, yeah. Oh, isn't Blinken Jewish? Yeah. This is disgusting. I'm tired of this religious garbage that you have to believe that they could do whatever they want because their God told them they could do whatever they want. What if I don't believe in your God? Not telling you to believe in mine. Don't you tell me I have to believe in your fairy tale that God allows you to kill anybody you want and steal all their land. That's not God, that's Satan. Israeli forces killed 74 Palestinians in Gaza over the last 24 hours. That was October 23rd, antiwar.com. Yep. One after another. Israeli strikes kill 55 more Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. Oh, that was the 23rd. This is the 24th. Utter ruin. Gaza economy would take 350 years to return to pre-conflict levels, United Nations. This is reported by The Guardian on October 22nd. Yep. Construction output was down 96%. Agricultural output down 93%. Manufacturing down 92%. Meanwhile, unemployment 82%. It goes on. Once the ceasefire is reached, return to 2007, 2022 growth trend would imply that it would take Gaza 350 years just to restore GDP to its 2022 level, according to the report. UN troops hit a dozen times by IDF. That's according to the Financial Times. And, the report prepared by a country that contributes troops and seen by the Financial Times underscores how Israel's troops have targeted UNIFIL, the United UN-mandated force deployed along the de facto border between Lebanon and Israel. They have damaged several facilities and caused injuries. Flagrant violation of international law. Israel has also used UN forces as human shields. Yep. Palestinian emergency workers pull out of battered North Gaza, saying IDF targets as volunteers. The Israeli military has used Palestinians as human shields in Gaza, and that's even reported by CNN. But if you go to CNN, not a front page article on their site about Israel's massacre of the people in Lebanon and Gaza. They have forced nearly 2 million people in Lebanon to evacuate their homes. There are only about 5.5 million people in Lebanon. It's a country the size of the state of Connecticut. You see, Israel is nothing more than a bully. That's right, a bully beating up little boys and killing little girls and women and children and bombing it into ruin. Oh, they're fighting Hamas. What weapons does Hamas have? What weapons does Hezbollah have compared to Israel, that the United States has given well over $500 billion to in weaponry over the years? And as I just reported from the World Socialist website, 2,000-pound bombs and advanced aircraft. These other countries don't have that. They're tiny little countries. They're nothing more than bullies beating up the little people. And no outrage. Israeli tanks shell Kamal Adwan Hospital in northern Gaza. According to Al Jazeera, the hospital's director said the Israeli shells caused serious damage to the intensive care unit. Hours before the shelling, he warned the hospital would turn into a mass grave. Yep. There's a very large number of wounded people, and we lose at least one person every hour because of the lack of medical supplies and medical staff. Hey, remember the little phony story coming out of the mouth of the clowns in Washington about a week ago that they were going to give Israel 30 days to bring aid back to Gaza? How about giving them 30 minutes? They're members of the crime syndicate. Also on Thursday, the Palestinian Civil Defense Agency said its rescue workers were forced to suspend operations in northern Gaza. They're taking it over. Genocide, by definition. But Biden says he considers himself a Zionist. CNN, July 15th, 2024. President Joe Biden told an interviewer that he considers himself a Zionist who has done more for the Palestinian community than anybody. Yeah, while calling for more aid to the Gaza Strip. What a bunch of baloney. In a taped interview, Biden said, he was 1,000% committed into staying into the 2024 race. So that shows you what a liar he is. 1,000% committed, and he's a Zionist. A Zionist is a political organization made up by Theodor Herzl in the late 1800s. Yeah, nothing to do with religion. Oh, yeah, God gave them the land. Don't want to hear this story. This just came out on Study Finds. Political breaking point. Over 60% say 2024 U.S. election is damaging their mental health. Yep. 46% they have feelings of anxiety. 37% are stressed out. 31% are experiencing fear. Presidential elections in 2024 may be the most nerve-wracking race of them all. Yep. Two little jerks. It's the best America has. How low can you go? Trump or Harris? Yep, numbskulls. Race to the White House. And, as we said before, it's a Disney World White House. It's nothing more than Minnie Mouse versus Donald Duck. It's a presidential reality show. And both of them support the genocide. Yep. One after another, by their deeds, Trump has come out and said he will do more for Israel than anyone. Not a word from either of them to stop this massacre. Nothing. And then, of course, there's the other war going on, and that's the Ukraine war. G7 finalizes $50 billion Ukraine loan using Russian assets. They stole Russian money and are giving $50 billion more to Ukraine to keep bloodying the killing fields. West's belief it can defeat Russia, a mere illusion. Putin. This is from RT. Putin said, quote, the West's unlawful unilateral sanctions and interference in the affairs of other countries under the pretense of the concern of democracies and human rights are actively undermining regional and global strategic stability as well as interstate strife. He said, foreign backers, quote, don't even hide any longer their goal of inflicting strategic defeat on our country, Putin said. And that goal is, quote, a mere illusion. Only those who don't know the history of Russia can believe in this because they don't take into account the unity and the strength of the spirit of Russians forged over the centuries, Putin said, and he is 100% correct. You listen to John F. Kennedy's speech to graduating students at American University back in June of 1963. It was all about peace. He said, we shouldn't hate the people in the Soviet Union. He said, these are very advanced people, technologically, culturally, philosophically. And none of them, nobody in World War II suffered more than they did. He said over 20 million were killed. And they lost their farms, their factories, their homes, the equivalent of Chicago to the East Coast. So we don't want to go to war against them. If we do, life on Earth, if we go nuclear, will be destroyed in 24 hours. These are the Russians that defeated Napoleon in 1812 when Napoleon left Poland with 420,000 troops and came back with 10,000. America won World War II with the help of Russia. Russia was the first ones to defeat the Germans. The Germans, brought by Hitler, killed, again, over 20 million Russians under their movement called Operation Barbarossa. Russians were the first to defeat Germany. As we had warned before the war began, there's no way that Russia is going to be defeated by Ukraine. And all this money is not only a waste of money, it's just more war and hatred. And going back to the campaign in America, I've been around for quite a while. Never have I seen a campaign with such little care among so many people. Very, very sad. And we heard from Pope Francis about it back in September, saying that the Catholics must vote. Not voting is ugly, he said. You must vote. Who is this guy to say we should vote? Who are you to say this? You know why he said it? You must choose the lesser evil. What Christ do you believe in? What a sick joke. You must choose a lesser evil? How about a greater good? That shows you how low it's gone. The Pope got lockjaw. All you Seventh-day Adventists waiting for the eighth day? Hey, you Quakers all died in the earthquake. Where's your big movement? The Bruderhofs, all these people, all of these religions that claim that they're devoted to God. But not a peep out of your mouth about what's going on over here. If all the religions united against what Israel is doing, we'd have peace on earth. Nothing. Nothing. Cowards. Cowards like the Pope who loves a lesser evil. How sick can you be? How sick and demented could you be to say, vote for a lesser evil? Hey, just take a look at the Catholic Church, what they're doing to all those little boys. Look what they've done to me, beating me up. My ears still ring from Sister Marie Rosaire. May she rot in hell for beating me up in the 5th grade, perforating my middle ear and blowing out my eardrum, accusing me of talking during prayers. And I wasn't. That's what she beat me up for. These are the religions. It's a sick joke. That's why you are a believer in the Universal Church of Freedom, Peace, and Justice. We believe in the higher God, the God of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Peace on earth, goodwill to all. All men are created equal. As the cover of the Trends Journal a few weeks ago, blessed are the peacemakers. You got it right there. For they are called the children of God. Hellish are the warmongering politicians, for they are children of Satan. That's Salenti, 10:24. The other one was Matthew 9:5. Where are all the religions? It's a disgrace. If all the religions united for peace, we'd have it. But let's just pass the basket and give them money. That's all they're interested in. It's so sad. We are on the verge of nuclear war. Iran is warning that if Israel attacks heavily, they're going to attack heavily. And Iran is saying they don't want war. Iran preparing for war with Israel, but hoping to avert it. This is from the New York Times. 4 Iranian officials said that Ayatollah Khamenei has ordered the military to devise multiple military plans for responding to an Israeli attack. If Israel strikes, a response to the barrage of missiles from Iran early this month inflict widespread damage and huge casualties, they said, Iran will retaliate. But if Israel limits its attack to a few military bases and warehouses, Israel might do nothing. Iran publicly maintains it does not want war. That's right there. But the Israeli Galant, the murderer over there, head of the IDF, said that air crews and Air Force base After we strike Iran, everyone will understand what you did in the preparation and training process. Everyone who dreamed a year ago of beating us and attacking us has paid a heavy price and are no longer in that dream, he said. And we will strike Iran, and the world will understand all our training. Again, he goes on to say, everyone who dreamed a year ago of beating us, two little nothings, Hamas and Hezbollah, the bully gallant, beating up the little boys. So there you have it. We have a presidential election coming up in the United States. It is a lesser evil. As I say, being in it, my blood is Italian. My heart's American. If all these politicians were Italian, hey, they call them a mafia. Oh, but you can't call these criminals a mafia. No, we have to call them something else. Let's call them our leaders as they lead us to hell. Thank you for tuning in. Please donate as much as you can because we're doing as much as we can. We have peace rallies, put out the word for peace, but we can't do it without you. And we need a lot of money. As I said, if the billionaires gave us $1 billion for peace, we'd have it tomorrow. But they could care less. Thank you for tuning in. Amen and amen.